Hey everybody, my name is Drew Perkins and welcome to my show, Served Family Style. I am a wife, a mom, an interior designer, and I'm a CEO and co-owner of Robinson Farms Next Gen with my 11 siblings. You're gonna see some food, fun, fashion, and you're definitely gonna be laughing. Enjoy yourself here, lay back, have some fun, and join us at the table because we love to serve it up family style. Hey everybody, my name is Drew and I am the CEO and co-owner of Robinson Farms Next Gen. And we are here today in the L. Featured today is the Fox, and it is named after my brother Larry. His room was very much inspired by the fact that he's a fox and he's kind of sleek in his actions. And I also wanted to make sure that I included his wife Viola. So one of the amazing things that I did for this room was add this amazing chandelier. And so as I finish this room showing you guys around, we're gonna head downstairs because I'm making tea cakes and Larry loves tea cakes. So I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna show you guys how to make these amazing tea cakes. And you could also get them at the L because it's our house cookie, okay? I have a special guest here with me today. It is my amazing baby sister, Crystal Theory. She's here from Dallas and she just wanted to come and share some time with me today. I'm so excited that you're here, sister.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, she is our CFO of Robinson Farms Next Gen, and which is why it makes everything so easy for us here with Robinson Farms. This is a family-owned business, and each family member brings their own gifts and talents to the table. So I'm so excited that she would be here today. She's one of those sharp minds, so we use her for her business acumen. So we are just blessed in that way to have so many gifts and talents that have come together and just make Robinson Farms really what it should be, right? So we are gonna get right into this tea cake making that my mother used to do, and this is just a fun cookie that my mother used to make because we lived in the country, and so we didn't go to the store every day or even once a week to get stuff. We would always, my mother would have like tubs of flour and tubs of sugar to make stuff, so she was very good at coming up with a dessert. And so what I'm doing right now, I am sifting 2.5 cups of flour, and if y'all don't know anything about sifting, my mother used to do this a lot, especially when she was making her bread. This actually just fines out the flour and make it a little bit more fluffy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this out with a little bit of tapping. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about the brothers. And so I think what I wanna talk about with the brothers is that, you know, Crystal and I had the pleasure of being in the house, you know, with our mother. And then our brothers had the pleasure of being with my dad on the farm. And so we just really want to talk about their sacrifice.
I probably would say from the age of about 5, the boys went to the field. Like once they were fully functional and they can lift and pull and stuff, they were out in the field. So they were in the fields all summer. So they didn't get to do like sports and activities like that. And so it was only 3 girls, and Drew and I are about 7 years apart. And so I was the youngest. And so oftentimes they were gone all day. And so they would come in, you know, sweaty, dirty, hungry, and probably like, you know, you guys got to stay in the house and be in the air conditioning and do all this fun stuff that they weren't able to do. So yeah, you see us in the forefront, like the visibility of the sisters, but they're in the back, they're on the back end. And so they're helping, keeping everything moving and, you know, affording us these opportunities.
And while they were in the field, so Mom and I and Crystal would be cooking. And so one of the things that we would make for them so that they could get home and enjoy these tea cakes. So what I did was I had some butter, sugar and eggs, and I combined that together and I added that to my flour, right? And I also added some vanilla, some nutmeg, and that is really the secret ingredient to these tea cakes. A lot of the recipes don't call for the nutmeg, but Mom always used the nutmeg in hers, and so I do the same. I use the nutmeg in mine. And so once you kind of make this like a cookie dough, the next thing that we're gonna be doing is really, you're gonna take some flour and you flour your base. And I love these cabinets. I think when Mom, we had like something different. It was not granite by any means, but it would all get stuck to the thing. So, and I love the granite countertops for baking and putting all of our, and I know these people are probably saying, this is such a big pan.
Yeah,
My mother cooked like this all the time you can't cook for 14 people in a little tiny pot or something like that. So you're gonna see all kind of oversized, large things. So I'm gonna start taking my hands and I'm gonna start grinding this up like Elle would do. She was a master at this, and I can see her always just taking this. So it's like a dough, and we're just gonna make it.
And one thing I'll say too, so as the boys were in the field, because Drew was number 7, she fell right in the middle. She had to do a lot of cooking. So by the time she was probably 9, she's doing a lot of the cooking. Obviously, we're 7 years apart. So I was not about that life. I was not about that life. I know how to cook, but I'm not.
That was called the spoiled life.
I was not doing all of what she was doing, cooking fried chicken, mashed potatoes, cornbreads at 8, 9 years old. We never ate out. Like everything was typically from the garden. We got our own, hog, our own beef, from, the local farmers. We didn't eat out a lot. So that was kind of a good incentive. And we never got sick. Like we never got sick.
So if you are making your tea cakes and they get a little sticky, you just need to keep adding the flour and keep kneading, and it'll keep lifting. Even though we have recipes and things like that, my mother was a cook who cooked from the spirit all the time, or just from her knowledge, that's how she cooked. And so I kind of do the same. She would never give me a recipe. I was like, Mom, she would always tell me the ingredients, but never a decisive recipe, right? And so you just know when things feel a particular way, or you just know when they're done. And so that's kind of how I've established my cooking process. Especially when you're making a recipe that's been around for a long time. Just kind of enjoy the presence of the person and add all your memories to that process and just make it just enjoyable. So I'm gonna roll this out. Mom used to kind of keep hers kind of thick, and then I'm gonna let Crystal cup them out. Now it's funny, my mother used to use a can, like she would take a can from like some of her, but I'm gonna let you do this one. And so you can continue to do that, and
we're just gonna use the glass.
Yes, we're gonna use the glass, and in order to make it not stick, you're gonna dip it in your flour, so it keeps you. It'll keep you from messing up. And look, I have this major cookie sheet over here, because here again, if my mother could get anything from the schools to use for cooking for us, she actually did. We're gonna put these in here as Crystal finishes.
Now, do you have to put any?
I did. I already wiped this down with some butter. And so what happens is when you put them down with the butter, you're gonna end up with a nice crispy back like this. And so I love seeing the back side of that. And my mother would take a peek at that and tell you whether or not it was done, or if you needed to leave it in the oven just a little while longer. So, ooh, you're very, you're very creative.
Yeah.
It's getting a little sticky.
It's getting a little
You're not using your hand. And so when it gets sticky for you, add some more flour.
Does it have to look pretty, or does it need to taste good? I guess
it should do both.
Yeah.
It should definitely do both. But I think what it is that you have to practice, right? Because I didn't come out of the gate getting this kind of result without getting this kind of result. And then we'll fill this pan up and we're gonna put them in the oven. I think this one looks like a heart.
Yeah.
That looks like a heart. And that's really what my family is. The kitchen is the heart of us. And so after a long day of being in the field, and then after a long day of prepping food and cleaning the house and washing clothes, we would all come sit down at the table and have a meal and listen to my dad tell stories and eat my mother's amazing food and enjoy each other's company. And so we hope that you guys have enjoyed having Crystal here today. We'll have to have her come back, because I know that there's a lot of other things that she probably wants to learn how to cook, that her mom cooked, and so we'll make sure that she gets that opportunity, right? And so you guys keep tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. We're ready to take the last batch of tea cakes out of the oven. on. These are crystals. See, these are how.
Yes, and it does not matter if you have a perfectly round tea cake or semi-octagon tea cake. It's all the same, and it still tastes yummy. They look just good.
I think that might be what they say when they can't make them round just yet. But you can take these
Some
off.
are round.
We're gonna let these cool. And while we let these cool, we've already made up some, and then I have bags because the brothers are gonna want their own bags. So we're gonna bag these up and we're gonna go enjoy some tea cakes with the brothers, okay? So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we will see you soon.
Okay, so what does this tea cake remind you of? How do y'all feel about the tea cakes?
But that was some homemade cooking that Mom used to make.
We never did get to go to the store and get candy and stuff like that, so we always had treats around the house, and Mom would make them homemade. So, and sometimes she would even let us lick them all.
Wow.
So what was it like growing up with your dad, working on the farm?
Hard work.
Every day was work. Every day was a work day. You had your chores you had to do.
Robinson Farms is a very, very